Today we're going to be reviewing a software called Hayha AIO. Hayha AIO is a full AIO software that supports a plethora of websites such as Academy, Amazon, AMD, Burberry, Best Buy, BJ's, Converse, Costco, Disney, DSG, Finish Line, JD, Footsite Raffles, Golf Galaxy, Hibbett, Kohl's, Lego, Microsoft Xbox, MDA Store, New Balance, Nordstrom, Newegg, Puma, Hewitt Bypass Links, Chic, Shopify, Essence, Snipes, Swatch, Target, Tops, North Face, Walmart, and plenty more. The team is amazing and is continuously adapting and adding more and more websites as needed. So they are $50 a month when you do subscribe, and they renew on a monthly basis from the day when you initially sign up. And when you do open the bot, you are met with a beautiful user interface as shown here on the screen. The dashboard will show you analytics, it'll show you task overviews, and it will be showing you all of your previous successful checkouts. Up at the top, as we go through it, you'll see your total checkouts. If your tasks are running, you'll see the total amount of carts that you have, and you'll also be able to see how many failures may have occurred during the time that you're running as well. On the right side, where there's a task overview, it gives you a breakdown specifically of what your tasks are doing, how many is getting session, how many is monitoring, how many are adding to cart, checking out, and how many successful checkouts you have. And on the bottom here is where the analytics of all your successful checkouts are. It gives you a breakdown of the website, what product it was, the date, as well as the profile associated with it. You can actually change this so that you can go from all time to last 24 hours, last 7 days, custom ranges, or even simply by clicking this button here, you can export it and review them in the form of an Excel spreadsheet. So very well versed and very beautiful bot, I would say. On the bottom, starting up here, you have a button where you click and it will collapse all the icons here. So you don't see the print, you only see the icons. You have something called a task backend. You always want to make sure that it's connected. If for any reason it is not connected, just simply make sure to restart the bot or make sure that the bot is actually updated so that it can connect back. If it's not connected, your tasks won't run. It's just simply as that, so make sure that you do restart it. At times, Hayha can be a bit buggy, so if you do need to restart it a few times to get it going or update it a few times to get it going, that will solve a lot of the issues that could potentially arise. Outside of that, it's a fairly simple and easy bot to use. So let's get started. To kick it off with the setup page, if you visit the settings tab, you're met with a variety of different buttons here. So you have license, which will just simply give you your license where you can copy, and it will help identify the expiration date and when your renewal will be coming up. You have something called browser. Browser is extremely important because in the event where you're running New Balance, Puma, or say Target, you will need something called shape cookies, which you'll have to generate. So although Hayha has server-side shape cookie generation on their own, but more than often you are required to do them manually through the browser. So it's important that when you do fire up your bot, you do set up the browser path. And it does actually support a variety of browsers such as Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Brave, Opera, Vivaldi, and you can set up a custom one if you wish. The most commonly used ones are Google Chrome and Brave. As of late, based off of my experience and others within the Discord server, we found that Brave browser has been a lot more effective when it has come to cookie generation. So I definitely do recommend using this over anything else. Once you've set your path, you can go through mobile verification if you want. Mobile verification is primarily for text verification when you're running raffles. So, of course, when you have fresh accounts that don't have credit cards on there, in order for you to be able to put your credit card on file to enter the FLX raffles, a text verification will be required to be sent out. So the one that Hayha supports is called Text Verified. You would go to textverified.com, you can simply Google it, you create an account, you load up money into your account, you grab the key and the secret key, you save it, and when you are entering, it will just automate the entire SMS and authentication process for you. Sounds, by default, when you get a successful checkout, it has a cha-ching sound, so they call it cash, and there's a trash one for declines. You can set up your own custom ones if you like. You just simply have a MP3 file that you save on your computer, and you would just upload them, so you can make an adjustment as needed. Updates is pretty straightforward as well too, so anytime an update rolls out, you can check for the update, you can download the update. If you're running into issues where it is not updating, just simply click force update, and it will take care of that for you. Also up at the top over here on the left side, you'll notice that there's a tiny little button here. That's a shortcut for updating as well. Webhooks, straightforward, setting your successful checkouts, your declines as well. And then miscellaneous is just simply the data of the bot. So if you want to export your logs, or if you want to export the full setup to move Hayha to another computer, you can utilize this, so you don't have to set everything up again right from the start. Above it, we have the data category, so it's a breakdown of your profiles, your proxies, accounts you would add in here as well, so Best Buy, Target, or any other website. And then lastly, you have something called your harvesters, which I had mentioned. So you get them all set up here beforehand too. So earlier I talked about setting your browser path. So browser path would ultimately help you generate cookies for Target, Puma, Nordstrom, or New Balance. You can set limits on the bottom here if you like. This is a create your own experience type of a situation, so you can set age limits and how many cookies you want generated per minute here. On the right side is where you would create these harvesters for the specific website that you're working with. You would set your proxies, and by clicking open, you would initiate the cookie generation process. You can clear them out afterwards as well too if you don't want them to remain. So I mean, I have 8 Target cookies right here. I can just simply click clear and it's all gone. PayPal, so some websites have PayPal only checkouts, so especially Shopify. So Shopify is all speed based, of course. The last thing you want is to get a checkout webhook and you're going through the process of logging into your PayPal account to finalize the checkout. By adding your PayPal information here beforehand and creating PayPal harvesters, you're cutting down the time, the processing time as a whole. And by having the logins already done beforehand, you're not going to need to log in again. So you'll be able to get that going through this section right here. Up at the top where the menu starts, the dashboard, we mentioned that these were the analytics. Underneath it is where you can create your tasks. You can create monitors, and you can go through setups. What setups is what the staff members have ultimately loaded for upcoming drops. So it is a bit outdated, yes. As you can see, they don't always get uploaded, but for example, we'll say that Nordstrom was dropping the Jordan 4s. You can simply just click the plus sign, and from here you can select your profiles, your proxies, your sizes, as well as select the task group in which it'll create tasks for you. Certain sites do have task limits, so do keep that in mind. I recommend referring to Hayha's Discord as well as their guide documentation and reviewing it, as task limits do regularly change. They're not sure the reason behind that, but I can only imagine it probably has to do with their servers, as well as making sure that the website's botting experience is fairly smooth. In addition to everything that was discussed so far, Hayha does support 24/7 automation monitoring. So that would be set up in this category here. So to create monitors, you would simply just set up your categories or groups, should you call it, and through there you would click the button where it says new monitor. You can select whether if you want local monitoring or global. Global would be basically it monitors everything and it filters through Hayha servers. If you say, for example, you want to monitor Jordan for militaries, it will just simply pick up anything that is picked up within the Hayha network. When you set it up as local, which is what I personally prefer, I have a bit more control over which websites I want the military force to be monitored from. So we're going to set up a name, and then we're going to select the site. So for example, after setting up your name, you'll come through to the websites, you'll select your website. So we're going to be monitoring NBA store, for example, and very much like Shopify, you're going to want to separate your keywords with positive plus signs. So we're going to do Jordan, comma, for, comma, plus military. We're going to press enter and it will log them in there for you. You're going to click your input format and we'll go keywords. And underneath it, as you can see here, we have something called signal strength. And what it ultimately does is how many tasks you want initiated to be running during that period. So if I have 100 tasks loaded, all 100 tasks will start. If I want, say, 10 out of the 100 to be ran, then I would change this to 10 and only 10 will get triggered. You can set this up however you like. And underneath it is something called the runtime. So by default, it's set at 50 seconds. But you can make an adjustment as you need based off of your needs. But basically, it's how long will these tasks run before they stop. Monitor quantity, you can set them up however much you like. You can do 10, you can do 30, you can do 1. I mean, 1 will be more than enough, so we'll create them right here. And then you'll start the tasks. So you may need to make adjustments as needed to ensure that you're not making any mistakes. Again, I always recommend reviewing the documentation that they have available because that can be fairly useful in what is offered. But after you create the monitor tasks, you would simply go over and you would create a category or we'll call it test for now. Category or group, should you call it. And from here, you would start the task creation process. So we were looking at the MBA store. And we're going to go advanced monitor, so enable monitor feed. So triggers tasks when monitor picks up the product. Start, we're going to select the monitor. So we have our test one, right? If you don't want to do a group, you can do individual. However you want it to label it, we'll just stick with here, what we see here. And then you can also schedule start and stop if you like, but in this situation, because we're doing advanced monitoring, there's really no need. So we're going to go back. We're going to select random sizing. As you can see, the product is already set to what the global monitor was. And then modes, 99% of the time, we're just going to stick with safe because that's what the guides say. You're going to set your proxy list. You're going to select your profiles. So you can do groups or individual profiles. We'll just do regular here. Monitor delays and error delays, I leave them at default again. And when it comes to task creation, if you put 1, it creates 1 task. If you put 100, it creates 100 tasks. If you do 1,000, it creates 1,000 tasks. So we're going to do 100 in this demonstration. We'll go add tasks, and that's it. And it'll create it for you. Then you would just simply press start. Now, another cool unique feature about Hayha is that outside of their beautiful UI, you can actually run something called CLI mode. So CLI mode is less computer intensive. Sometimes when you are running too many tasks on a UI like so, it will actually cause the bot to lag or error out. So what you can technically do is you can just create your tasks here, launch the CLI, and then you can run your tasks in the CLI. It'll look like matrix codes as they go through, but ultimately it's less intensive, and the statuses of your tasks, how many are in queue, how many carts you have, checkouts, as well as failures will also show up on the top right here too. But that's it. That's how easy and simple it is to use Hayha. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to open up a ticket. We'll be more than happy to assist. Outside of that, before asking us, I 100% recommend looking through their Discord and reviewing their guides. Because for every drop that comes up, they do link their guides to that website with all the task ratios as well as task modes and recommendations to help you be successful is all listed there. And they have an amazing support team that's on top of answering questions anyway. So I would highly encourage you to get started there first before reaching out to us. But either way, we're here to support you with all of your needs. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll be chatting with you soon. Take care.